Fans are losing it right now, straight up outraged. Believe it or not, the WNBA just sent the same referee crew from that controversial Lynx Mercury matchup to handle the Indiana Fever vs Las Vegas Aces semifinals.
It's bad for the game. The officiating crew that we had tonight, for the leadership to deem those three people semifinals playoff worthy is malpractice. I can take an L with the best of them. I don't think we should have to play through more than what they did. We got players and gets cracked, and there's no call, and all of them said it wasn't my call. I don't know. I didn't have that. I didn't see it though.
Yep, you heard that right. This is the very same referee crew that got Cheryl Reeve suspended, and now they're the ones in charge of Caitlin Clark's toughest playoff test so far. Fans aren't holding back. Many are flat out calling it corruption. And honestly, it raises the question, did the league assign these refs intentionally to put their thumb on the scale?
Jump right in. I want to start with the play that set off all of the chaos. Everything else that we will talk about, there is one play that set off all of it, and it is this steal that Alyssa Thomas made on Napheesa Collier. So this was at the end of the game. Fee is dribbling down, and Alyssa Thomas goes across her body, steals the ball, and then takes the ball full court for a layup on the other end, and that pretty much sealed the deal for the Phoenix Mercury. They won last night's game, but I want to show you guys the close-up. This was not ruled a foul, and I am dumbfounded by the amount of people online, even the amount of professionals online who are saying that this is no foul. And the reason that they're saying that it is no foul is, as you can see here, Alyssa Thomas reaches across, and when she reaches across, you can pause the video here, she gets all ball first. Okay, so no, was there any foul when she was tapping the ball away? No, it seems like there's no contact there. She strips the ball clean. But as you can see, the angle in which Alyssa Thomas is running across Fee's going this way, Alyssa Thomas is going this way. Fee is in full motion. You can even see, again, with this screenshot, the angle in which Fee's body is going. She is going full speed in one direction. She is running in one direction, and Alyssa Thomas cuts her off.
Alright, let's break this down, because the WNBA has officially gone off the rails. They actually assigned Isaac Barnett, Randy Richardson, and Jenna Renault, the exact same crew that completely mishandled the Minnesota game, to oversee the Fever vs Aces semifinals. That's beyond reckless. It's not just tone deaf, it feels like a straight-up insult to fans who've already been blasting the league for its incompetence.
Who was it that asked about officiating before the game? Was that you, Kendra? And we talked about how dangerous it can be. You're hearing it from the other series. You're hearing other coaches. You're hearing Becky talk about when you let the physicality happen, people get hurt. There's fights. And this is the look that our...
Let's be real about what went down in that Lynx Mercury game. Cheryl Reeve didn't just lose her cool out of nowhere. She watched Alyssa Thomas physically rough up Napheesa Collier, and the refs let it slide. No whistles, no consistency, nothing. Collier was clearly hurt, limping off the floor, and officials acted like it was business as usual. But the second Reeve demanded accountability, boom, suspended and fined. And it didn't stop there, her assistants were fined too. The entire coaching staff punished simply for calling out what everyone saw. The officiating was flat out terrible.
We were trying to play through it. We tried to make excuses. One of the best players in the league shot 0 free throws. 0. And she had 5 fouls. 0 free throws. Got her shoulder pulled out and finished the game with her leg being taken out. And probably has a fracture. And so if this is what our league wants, okay. But I want to call for a change of leadership.
Fast forward to now. Despite Caitlin Clark missing stretches of the season with injuries, the Fever clawed their way into the playoffs and became the storyline of the WNBA. Every game turned into a ratings boost, every matchup packed arenas. Clark, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, they brought real excitement back to the league. So, how does the WNBA reward that momentum? By assigning the exact same referee crew that embarrassed the sport in the Lynx Mercury fiasco. Fans aren't blind, they see the pattern. This group already has a reputation for being inconsistent, petty, and flat-out reckless. And now they're in charge of Clark's biggest playoff stage. That's not just questionable, it's malpractice. Think back to that Lynx Mercury game. Minnesota went 13-4-21 at the free throw line, held a +10 rebound edge, and still lost. Why? Because the refs swallowed their whistles every time Phoenix got physical. Alyssa Thomas could have been called for foul after foul, but instead, nothing. Nafisa Collier limped off the court while officials acted like it was business as usual. Cheryl Reeve called them out, and boom, suspended and fined, while the refs walked away untouched, and now those very same refs Isaac Barnett, Randy Richardson, and Jenna Renault are supposed to handle Clark, Boston, and Mitchell against Aaliyah Wilson, Jackie Young, and Chelsea Gray. Seriously, we even saw Lexi Hull getting shoved around, elbows flying, no calls. Fans have receipts. Scott Agnes confirmed it, the Fever Oasis semifinal will be officiated by the same crew. No adjustments, no accountability, just the league basically saying, yeah, you hated them. Too bad. That's why so many are calling this corruption. Because if you wanted to tilt the game in Vegas's favor, this is exactly how you do it. You hand them refs who let everything slide, who punish coaches for speaking up, who swallow the whistle when the game turns physical. And when the Aces thrive on physical play, ask yourself, who benefits, and let's not pretend this is new. Fans have been complaining about officiating all year, especially when it comes to Caitlin Clark. She's been hacked, shoved, elbowed, even tripped, and officials barely react. Opponents body check her like it's hockey, and the refs just look away. Instead of protecting the league's biggest star, they punish anyone who dares call it out with suspensions and fines. It's gotten so obvious that even casual fans are asking the question, does the league really want Caitlin Clark to succeed? That's how ridiculous this has gotten. Instead of building on the momentum of the Clark effect, the league is sabotaging it with refs who don't even pretend to care about fairness, and here's the wild part, this is the same WNBA that claims it wants to grow the game. They run commercials begging fans to support the next generation. But when the playoffs deliver the biggest audience in years, they assign the most despised crew in the league to its biggest matchup. That's not growth, it's self-destruction. Think about what was at stake here. Fever vs. Aces had all the ingredients for an instant classic. Caitlin Clark, the sophomore superstar, taking on Aaliyah Wilson, the reigning MVP and cornerstone of Las Vegas's dynasty. Boston battling Wilson in the paint. Mitchell squaring up with Jackie Young. Everything about this series screamed must-watch. But instead of hype around strategy or matchups, all anyone's talking about are the refs. Fans aren't asking who will win. They're asking if Clark can even survive the officiating. And that's on the league. Let's get real about this crew. Isaac Barnett is infamous for quick-trigger technicals. Clap your hands in frustration? Tech question a call too strongly? Tech. Meanwhile, Wilson can bulldoze Boston down low, and it somehow goes unnoticed. Then there's Randy Richardson, wildly inconsistent. One trip down, it's a foul for the slightest contact. The next, it looks like pro wrestling with no whistle in sight. No rhythm, no control, just chaos. And Jenna Renault? Fans literally call her the ghost because she vanishes when games get physical. And that's the crew running a semifinal. That's not just bad, it's malpractice. And fans see it for what it is. This isn't just oops, human error. This level of incompetence feels like corruption. Social media has been on fire with questions. How do you put the same refs who suspended a coach right back in a marquee matchup? How do you protect your product with officials everyone already despises? How do you keep ignoring your own fan base? The answer seems obvious. The WNBA doesn't care. They're banking on people watching no matter what. They think controversy equals clicks. But here's the truth, controversy without fairness destroys credibility. And now the league's biggest star is right in the middle of it, Caitlin Clark, year 2, the face of the future. Packing arenas everywhere she goes, shattering ratings every week. Instead of protecting her, the league is practically daring the refs to let the hits pile up again. Fans watched her get hammered all season, shoved, elbowed, tripped, with barely a whistle. And now, on the biggest stage, with the same officials, what do they think will happen? Boston has already carried a heavier load since Clark's injury. Mitchell has elevated her game. Lexi Hall has been grinding through. No wonder fans are furious. And let's not forget, the Aces are the league's golden child. Las Vegas is the league's cash cow, the lights, the ownership, the star power. It's obvious the WNBA wants them in the finals. Everybody sees it. So when the same referee crew that already seemed to bail them out gets assigned again, fans don't buy it as coincidence. It looks like favoritism. And favoritism kills trust. Sports are supposed to be about competition. You win or lose on the floor. But when the refs become the headline instead of the game, fans stop believing. And once they stop believing, they stop tuning in. Then the sponsors stop paying. That's the slippery slope the league is staring at right now, because let's be real, nobody watches the playoffs for referees. Fans want stars. They want Caitlin Clark launching logo threes. They want Aya Wilson and Aaliyah Boston battling in the paint. They want Kelsey Mitchell breaking down defenders. Instead, the refs have become the center of attention. And that's the problem, and this isn't about one bad night. It's about a pattern. The WNBA has made it clear, some players get protection, while others take the hits. Wilson gets whistles. Clark takes elbows. Breanna Stewart gets calls. Boston gets hammered. Fans see the double standard, and it's driving them crazy. They're not dumb. They know who the league is propping up, and now imagine if this crew directly swings a semifinal. Mitchell catches fire. Boston grinds inside. Clark is drawing doubles. Then, bang, a phantom foul takes Boston out. Or Clark gets hacked on the arm, no whistle, and it's a fast break the other way. Game flipped. That's not competition, that's manipulation. And fans won't forget it. We've already seen the fallout. After that Lynx game, Cheryl Reeve went off, screaming at refs, blasting the league in her press conference. And what did the WNBA do? Instead of admitting the officiating was a disaster, they suspended the winningest coach in the league. Punished her for telling the truth. And now those same refs are running Caitlin Clark's semifinal. That's not just bad optics. It's a joke. This is why fans are furious. Indiana fights tooth and nail to get here. And instead of celebrating that story, the league throws them into the grinder of bad officiating. Meanwhile, Vegas, the golden franchise, gets the benefit. It's backwards. The Fever are the ones driving ratings, pulling new fans, selling tickets. And the league's response? Hand them the most distrusted crew in basketball. And here's the kicker, fans don't even want another Aces finals run. Polls, watch parties, TV numbers, it's all saying the same thing. People are tired of Vegas dominating the spotlight. They want something fresh. They want Clark, Boston, and Mitchell on the biggest stage. That's how you grow the game. That's how you hook casual fans, but instead of leaning into that, the league doubles down on Vegas. And the fans aren't staying quiet. Check the comments under every league post. Rigged. Corrupt. Protect Clark. Refs are ruining the game. This isn't just a few trolls. These are paying customers, fans buying tickets, streaming games, repping jerseys, and they feel betrayed. It's even reached a point where rival coaches are speaking out. Becky Hammon, coach of the Aces, the team with nothing to gain by defending Indiana, has publicly criticized officiating this year. If even the league's golden franchise is questioning the refs, you know this isn't just noise. It's a crisis. So, the real question is, where does the WNBA go from here? The Fever are walking into a semifinal where every single whistle, or lack of one, is going to be under a microscope. If Clark gets bumped and there's no call, fans will cry conspiracy. If Wilson gets a soft foul in her favor, the outrage will be instant. And that's the environment the league created by putting this crew on the game. With this happening? Some blame favoritism. Others say it's incompetence. The T. WNBA loves the glamour of Vegas in the finals, but they also don't have enough high-quality officials to handle this kind of spotlight. So instead of raising the standard, they recycle the same refs, even the ones who've already blown calls. That's a disaster waiting to happen, and here's the cruel irony: Caitlin Clark is the league's biggest asset. She's the reason ratings are up, arenas are full, and merchandise is flying off shelves. She's putting money directly in the league's pocket. Yet instead of protecting their star, the WNBA is putting her in position to get hacked and shoved with no whistle. That's not just short-sighted, it's biting the hand that feeds you. Look at the matchups. Aaliyah Boston has been the backbone of this team all season, going toe-to-toe with Wilson and proving she belongs in MVP talks. But just watch how she's officiated. Wilson can throw elbows in the paint, and somehow it's Boston who picks up the foul. She's been dominant all year, and now the spotlight only magnifies the bias. Kelsey Mitchell has carried the Fever through stretches, but she's not a league favorite. When she attacks the rim, don't expect whistles. Meanwhile, Jackie Young barely makes contact, and she's at the line. That kind of imbalance wrecks momentum and kills the idea of fair competition. And then there's Clark, the league's centerpiece. Every person in the building is there to see her. And all season she's been mauled on drives, shoved to the ground, elbowed in transition. The officials rarely step in. Instead, they let her pick herself up and keep playing. Fans aren't demanding special treatment, they just want her protected like every other star. This is exactly why conspiracy theories explode. Because when officiating looks this inconsistent, people don't see mistakes, they see intent. And once fans start believing the game is rigged, you lose them. And no amount of slick marketing can bring them back. Big picture, the league is sabotaging itself. Because of sketchy officiating, fans aren't going to celebrate. They'll check out. Nobody's asking for another Aces Mercury Finals. Polls already show people aren't interested. What fans do want is a Clark-led showdown. Fever versus Liberty. Fever versus Aces. Any matchup with her in it. That's what drives the excitement. Without Clark, the ratings collapse. And the league knows it. And that's why this decision wasn't just careless, it was a betrayal. A betrayal of the players who've worked all year for a fair fight. A betrayal of the fans who pay to see real competition.